So Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid once again was another really solid episode I didn't talk about last week. It was a fun episode, but there was nothing really to review with the past week's episode. And this episode does a couple of things. Firstly, confirms that this wasn't the last episode, as this is actually going to be 13 episodes. I thought this was going to be 12 episodes, so I'm happy that we're getting one extra episode. But it does something a little interesting, because for the first little bit of the episode, it was cute, it was fun, Toru cooking, wanting to make a great dish for Kobayashi. And I was thinking, what are they going to do? Because so far, there's nothing really here for me to really review, except say that was a cute, little gag moment. But then we get to see their full-on backstory, how Toru and Kobayashi truly met. Now, we've known how they've met. We've seen pretty much, or we have the general idea, but we never actually saw the entire scene animated. So I have to say, when we got to see the full-on introduction of just Kobayashi at work and screamed at, hollered at, she's just having a horrible time, and she's drinking on the train, she's just getting more and more shit-faced, and then she stumbles into that forest. And when you see Toru with the giant god sword in her back, Toru trying to just get her the hell away, and she's just being this drunk and kind of like, oh, you're not gonna kill me. Stumbling up in there, if you touch the sword, your mind's gonna crumble. Nah, I'll be fine. And the way they just do that scene, I thought was just so perfect, and it really shows who Kobayashi is. Even though she has this kind of pretty calm persona, and she obviously cares for Toru and Kana and the other dragons, but she still has a very straightforward face and attitude. To see her just totally like that, and we've seen her drunk before, but to see her in that scenario, to see what that truly did for Toru animated, really makes me feel for Kobayashi as a character even more than I already have done, because it's so sweet seeing her just be like, if I'm dreaming, I just don't understand why you're acting like this. And it just, the way they kind of get to know one another, the way they get progressively more and more drunk together, saying, yeah, screw all these people, let's kill them all, pretty much. It was just really sweet, really heartwarming, and I'm just glad we got to see that animated, as before this episode, I was fine with not seeing it fully animated, as we knew the general idea. She got drunk, invited her to her home, and now she is, and we know Toru had a bad experience with humans, so we pretty much understood why she's so madly in love with Kobayashi. But to see that scene finally animated, and to really get a sense of, wow, Toru really did not trust this woman, she hated people before, and to see someone just so willingly take up this god sword from her back that should have killed her, just so carefree and honest, this is exactly who I want to spend my life with. And I really like we got to see that anime, but we also even got a bit more backstory with Toru. We get to learn that she actually did have interaction with one human before Kobayashi, who was a more positive experience, and she's willing, it wouldn't be bad if she got to meet her again, and we get to see her in her adult form. So next week's episode, based on the preview, it seems like we're going to be getting a more serious episode for the finale, which I'd be totally fine with. If they go a comedy route, that's also fine. But I'm glad we did get this little bit of backstory to really flesh out Kobayashi and Toru's relationship, and it kind of ties it with a nice bow before we reach the finale, because like mentioned, we knew exactly how they met, but to see everything that we've learned throughout this season, how Toru feels about humans, how Toru feels currently about Kobayashi, to see how she was in that moment, and to see how Kobayashi was interacting with her, it really makes their relationship all that more special, and I'm really excited to see what the hell they do with this new character next week. I mean, this was a really great episode. It's going to be sad when it goes next week, but I think there is going to be an OVA as well for the series at some point. But overall, I thought this was a great episode. Animation once again on point. There was some great drunk Kobayashi facial expressions, some great chibi dragon moments. Overall, this was a great episode. I can't wait to see what next week's does. But for anyone who watched this episode, did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was just okay? And what did you think of finally seeing the backstory of Kobayashi and Toru animated? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And before you leave, hit that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.